Welcome, everyone. First, I hope everyone is healthy and safe and doing what they need to do to stay that way. My name is Andrea Ray, and I have the pleasure to serve as the President CEO at the Chamber. And on behalf of our board and staff, thank you for being with us here tonight. It's an honor to welcome you to our 32nd Government Affairs and Public Officials reception. As we begin our gathering, I would like to respectfully acknowledge that our event today, although virtual, is taking place on occupied Coast Salish land, and the Seattle Southside Chamber is on the homelands of the Duwamish people. We pay respect to the Coast Salish elders, past and present, and extend that respect to their descendants and to all Indigenous people. Thank you. This copyrighted webinar is presented by the Seattle Southside Chamber of Commerce and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Chamber. Thank you so much to our sponsors who help make this event possible: Amazon, the Boeing Company, Baker Commodities, and South King Media. We will start with introductions and asking an icebreaker question. And again, just a reminder, you have 2 minutes to respond. And the first question is going to go to Tosh Sharp. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream? Please introduce yourself and let us know what your favorite flavor of ice cream is.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Hello, my name is Tosh Sharp, running for Tukwila City Council position 1. My favorite ice cream will be chocolate chip. So real simple, chocolate chip. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Tosh. Next, I am going to Armin Papyan. If you were a superhero, and I'll just pause for a second. Oh, there, we got the timer done. Perfect. Armin, if you were a superhero, what superhero would you be?
If I was a superhero, I will first introduce myself. My name is Armin Papyan. I'm running for Tukwila City Council, position number 1. And thank you so much for having me here today. To answer your question, Andrea, if I were a superhero character, I would be a Superman. It was my childhood movie that I used to watch almost every single day. So we'll love to be the Spider-Man.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. That is a favorite at our house too. Next, Dennis Martinez. Oops, sorry guys, that's my phone going off. What is your theme song? Mr. Martinez, what is your theme song? Please introduce yourself and answer our icebreaker.
Hello, my name is Dennis Martinez, and I guess my favorite song would be Donald Byrd, Places and Spaces, jazz.
Awesome, thank you so much. Next, Thomas Mcleod, please introduce yourself and answer our icebreaker question. What's your most listened to song on your playlist?
Let me ask a clarify. Are the next 2 minutes mine?
They are yours to spend however you would like. Absolutely.
Okay. So my name is Tom Mcleod. I am running for Tukwila City Council position number 3. Let me answer the question first, and I'll tell you a little bit more about me. I don't know if I have a playlist with a favorite song. I like softer, more jazz type stuff, or some older R&B stuff. So it would probably be something from that genre if I were to pick one. I'm running for Tukwila City Council re-election. I've been on the council for 6 years. This is the 6th year. Previous to that, I served for 6 years on the Planning Commission. Gave me some great exposure to some of the land use needs in our city. And my daytime job is a tax accountant at a CPA office here in Bellevue. So I've been one of those that have been dealing with all the changes in tax law and deadlines over the last 2 years during COVID, which really allowed me more experience to learn how to pivot and innovate during a stressful time like COVID has provided us. I feel strong in my experience and exposure to budgeting, which I think is important for a councilman, since we oversee the budget and are policymakers. So I feel pretty passionate about the work we've done so far on council up till now, but I believe there's more work to do, and I'm looking forward to doing that work for 4 more years. So I would love your support. And I really feel that I'm pro-business, and if you check my track record or a chance to talk about it, you'll see that. So Tom Mcleod for Tukwila City Council, position number 3. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Next, Mohammed Abdi, you have the opportunity to answer the question and introduce yourself for 2 minutes. What is your favorite junk food or snack?
Thank you so much, Andrea, for, and everybody in the chambers for allowing me to be here today. It's an honor and privilege. Again, my name is Mohammed Abdi, and I'm running for Tukwila City Council position 5. To answer your question, what is my favorite junk food? I'm a chips kind of guy. I like chips. I think chips goes with just about anything. So anything hot, honestly, it could be hot Cheeto Puffs, it could be Tapatio, any of those things. I don't know. I'm a big chips guy. So yeah, that's my favorite junk food. And yeah, a little bit about me. I'm a long-time Tukwila resident, and I'm 24 years old. Run for Tukwila City Council. So for me, I'm trying to give back to the community that raised me the man I am today. I moved to Tukwila in '97 when I was an infant, and I just want to give back, and also, hopefully inspire people that that hey, even if you're young, you can and should be able to run for office. And I'm just honored to be here today, and thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And next, Deshawn Quinn. You have 2 minutes to introduce yourself and speak to all of our attendees today. And of course, answer this icebreaker question. If you were trapped in a sitcom, what sitcom would that be?
That's a tough question. Good evening. My name is Deshawn Quinn, and I am running for the Tukwila City Council position number 7. I'm committed to public service and policymaking. So if I was trapped in a sitcom, I would say Seinfeld, because of the many different iterations and experiences that I've actually had in my life in some of those episodes. So that would be one I'd be comfortable being trapped in.
Fantastic. Appreciate it, Mr. Quinn. I think sometimes in my job, I feel like I'm trapped in Parks and Rec, and sometimes it's the West Wing, and sometimes it's all in between. So yeah, I appreciate that. Seinfeld's a great show. Next, last but not least, of course, we have Jay Stark. You have 2 minutes to introduce yourself, to talk to all of our attendees here today, and of course, answer this icebreaker question, which is, what is your favorite children's story?
Well, thank you for having this and hosting this event, Andrea, and the chamber. My name is Jay Stark, for those folks watching. I am running for position number 7 for our city council. My favorite children's book is probably going to be Where the Wild Things Are. It just brings back great memories from my childhood. And I still get a kick every time I see the monsters, on TV and in print. But I wanted to just give you a little bit of background about myself. I'm a 25-year technology entrepreneur, business person. I currently work for T-Mobile. As you can see, I'm sporting my my Southside chamber shirt, my business shirt. I'm very focused on the business community. Being from the business world myself, my wife is a small business owner that we run out of here in Tukwila. We moved here from Seattle about 3 years ago, and co-founded a business district down in just over the border in Georgetown, Seattle, which was the Seattle Design District Association, which supports the design community. And we've already seen, we moved here 3 years ago because Seattle was just getting out of control, but we've already seen lots of other folks in the design community move to Tukwila with no promotion whatsoever. They just wanted to get away from the Seattle politics and bad policy. And so we've already seen some of those folks move down here. And I want to promote Tukwila as the second design center of the Seattle area. And I'm really looking forward to getting on board and promoting small businesses and the design community here in Tukwila. Thank you all.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Everybody's being so good on their time. I appreciate it. Thank you. So now we're getting ready to go into the lightning round. So again, those reaction, buttons are here. You can, do a thumbs up if you like something. Certainly you could do a heart. You can also just do the old-fashioned way and thumbs down, or big X if you're a no, you don't like something. So we're going to go ahead and start that now. There's 6 questions, and the first question that we will ask is, do you support Housing First as a model to help combat the housing crisis in our region? Again, do you support Housing First as a model to help combat the housing crisis in our region? See some reactions there. Perfect. Great. Thank you so much. All right, we've got the hang of this. I appreciate it. Next question. If fully funded, do you support safe injection sites as a model to help combat the opioid crisis in our region? Again, if fully funded, do you support safe injection sites as a model to help combat the opioid crisis in our region? Perfect. All right, we've got all of those registered. Thank you. Next question. Do you think economic development is important to the future of Tukwila? Again, do you think economic development is important to the future of Tukwila? Perfect. Thank you. Next question. Do you think that current policy does enough to encourage or incentivize development and or redevelopment? Again, do you think current policy does enough to encourage or incentivize development or redevelopment? Perfect. Thank you so much. Next question. Do you think it's important to fund and support marketing efforts in our region for business advancement, recruitment, and tourism? Again, do you think it's important to fund and support marketing efforts in our region for business advancement, recruitment, and tourism? Okay, thank you. Last lightning round question. Do you or will you include the business community as part of outreach and public engagement when considering policy? Again, do you or will you include the business community as part of outreach and public engagement when considering policy? Perfect. All right. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate that. I know some of these questions are a little hard, yes or no's, but it's good just to get a temperature check on some of your opinions on some of those issues that are important to our members. Now we're going to go ahead and go into the lightning round, the local issue question. And in looking at our poll, and if staff want to go ahead and end that poll right now, it looks like homelessness and encampments is the top concern for people in the community right now. And so I'm going to ask you a question on homelessness and encampments. And then we will go ahead and go in reverse order. So starting with you, Jay, since you went last, you're going to go first this time, and we'll just go backwards that way. And just a reminder that you'll have 1 minute to respond to this question. And that question is, what role, if any, should encampments play in addressing homelessness in Tukwila? Again, what role, if any, should encampments play in addressing homelessness in Tukwila?
Yes, thanks. Great question. This is one of the big reasons why my wife and I, moved with our business out of Seattle in the Georgetown area. If you guys have been up there, it's awful. The decommissioned RVs are parked on the roads. The tents that are given out by Seattle City Council to the homeless, where they put the tents up on sidewalks where you can't even use them as sidewalks any longer. And then the trash and the drugs and the needles, and quite frankly, the crime that comes out of these homeless camps because they are funding their drug habits. So we definitely need to make sure that Tukwila does not go down that same hole that Seattle has. In fact, that's why businesses are moving out of Seattle. So we want to make sure that we are a destination that respects private property and public property, that allows for safe interaction of customers and business owners to get to their businesses without worrying about homeless encampments.
Perfect. Thank you much. Right on the button there for a minute. Appreciate it. Next, we will go to you, Deshawn Quinn. Again, the question, what role, if any, should encampments play in addressing homelessness in Tukwila?
They should play no role. We just had a briefing in Tukwila about our process where we provide resources for folks, but we have a firm hand on they cannot be or create encampments in the city of Tukwila. And what needs to happen is also our investment in the mental health professionals. Also creating housing options for people. We have multiple resources in the city of Tukwila. And just being fundamental that parks were for play and for community, not for encampments. And we have a responsibility to respect the next generation, that they have the same experiences that we had when we were younger, having these options, these parks for families. And so again, they play no role. And the community has been pretty clear about it. And we've been consistent with policies, practices, and funding to make sure that those things don't happen, but also to be firm when we have to, because we've looked at resources.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate that on time. Next, Mohammed Abdi, what role, if any, should encampments play in addressing homelessness in Tukwila?
I think they shouldn't take a role. I think for me, I think that we need, kind of like Deshawn said, we need more mental health, resources. We need, more housing options for every resident, and I think that as a person who's trying to do more research, on this topic, I know that homelessness is not only a big issue just in Tukwila, but it's a big issue in the whole state in general and in Seattle. And so I think that we as people, as human beings, as servants of, just in society, we need to do a better job of just being more inclusive to those who are the less fortunate, that don't have the opportunities that everybody has. And we need to have more rehabilitation centers, more mental health services provided for everybody, and everybody deserves that equal opportunity. So that's just what I have to say about that.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Next, Tom Mcleod. What role, if any, should encampments play in addressing homelessness?
Thank you. So this is a really big issue, not just for Tukwila regionally. I am not in favor of the encampments that can just pitch a tent anywhere, but I think we also have to embrace the reality. I mean, for instance, the hand that disciplines is also going to have to be the hand that loves. And so I think it's really important that we don't encourage. In fact, we discourage, but there are certainly boundaries that the state mandates that we've got to play within as a city. But I want our parks to be safe. I want our trails to be safe. I don't want people to feel that these areas have been overtaken. So I am not in favor of them, but I do think we need a solid plan and a policy that deals with people in that situation, why they're there. I think we need to address the mental health issue that's a part of it, which is something we've done in Tukwila by instituting a mental health component to our to work with our law enforcement. So it's a complicated issue, but I'm not supportive of them. And I believe that we need to make sure these areas are safe for our residents.
Beck, thank you. Appreciate that. Next, Dennis Martinez, what role, if any, should encampments play in combating homelessness in Tukwila?
Hi. So they shouldn't play any role. And to answer your question, it real blunt is I think I'm the only candidate in Tukwila that lives next to a park. For the last 5 years, during the fall and winter, I've had homeless people sleeping in the park on the park benches. And I do understand, what's going on. I'm a member of the Catholic Church here in Tukwila, and we've had people living in the parking lot there. And it doesn't hurt. It doesn't help us that we are sympathetic, but what it is it's a national problem, to be honest with you. You can go anywhere. But I remember back even 13 years ago when we were doing the deep bore tunnel there, in Seattle, they were sleeping on the sidewalks then, and it just exacerbated itself. We have to find some solution, and it's, unfortunately, it's not a city issue or a county issue. It's a state and a nationwide issue that needs to be addressed.
Thank you so much. Armin Papillon, same question for you. What role, if any, should encampments play?
Yeah, I believe so. We need to be compassionate around people that are experiencing homelessness, but at the same time, encampments are not safe. We should not allow them. They are not safe for the people living inside the encampments and for the people around them. So in those same neighborhoods, I think we need to take very unique approaches. For example, housing first, adding mental health facilities, and then also enforcing the code enforcement at the same time. We could do both all at the same time. And this is a regional issue. I really think we need to work together with all the cities across. It's a national issue, as I said before. And we need the support of King County and all these regions to come together. And homelessness is an issue that I personally experienced and have worked around at the University of Washington, Tacoma, where we provided 130 students with affordable housing. And we have seen very positive results where students are graduating on time with zero loans. And this is a big investment. And I think we should apply similar projects to here for Tukwila, for the people experiencing homelessness here in Tukwila. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. And now, last but not least, Tosh Sharp, your chance to answer the question.
Yes, as far as homeless encampments, those are not the solution. I want to start off by saying that homeless people should be treated with dignity and with care. They're humans. So when we as a city and citizens decide to find a solution to that problem, homelessness is not going away. So we should find a solution that works for everybody. To me, I would think like long-term care, long-term housing with homeless in mind, and since they're not going away, some model like the Shag, building a building similar to that with staff and resources that folks who are high risk like the homeless can use and lean on. Studies have shown that having homeless housed by our society is far cheaper than having them on the street. So for me, that's the model that I would go to. They're not our enemy. They're just people that need our help, and we need to find a cost-effective way to find a solution to that problem. Thanks.
Perfect, thank you so much. And we are right at time. And so unfortunately, we don't have time to ask if there are any questions, other questions from the audience, but we will thank all of our Tukwila City Council candidates for joining us, and you, our community members. We are so grateful for the time that you took to be with us here today. Thank you to Amazon, thank you to Boeing, thank you to Baker Commodities, Scott and Teresa Schaefer and South King Media, We are recording this so that those who could not join live will still be able to watch the program later at their convenience. Again, thank you so much to all of our elected officials and all of our candidates. We really, really appreciate the time that you took to be here, and of course, all of our partners. It is as important as ever to come together as a community and learn how we can do our part and support our local businesses, keep our economy strong and thriving, and participating in local elections is one of the most important things that we can do. Thank you also for your support to continue to support us. You can donate directly to support our work. You can do that at bit.ly/SSCC support or check out our website for more information. Even a small donation helps us to continue to serve our community. And we are so grateful and deeply appreciate any and all contributions. Please don't forget to check out our calendar for more upcoming events. And thank you to staff as well. This was an undertaking to pull off, I'll just say, and thank you for your patience. I know sometimes maybe the timer was a little off as we were trying to switch screens and things. Really appreciate your patience and your grace that you gave us tonight. Thank you. Have a great night. Don't forget to vote. Appreciate it.